We've been seeing in recent years now that these media companies that traditionally focus all of their attention on TV shows and movies are now shifting some of their focus anyway to video games, and it's kind of obvious why. There's just a ton of money to be made in the ecosystem of video games, a lot of untapped resources. So it's weird, like a few years ago, if you would have told me that companies like Amazon, Warner Bros, and even Netflix would be dabbling in the world of supplying games, I would say you are completely crazy, completely nuts. But here we are. A lot of these TV show and movie conglomerates are kind of starting out, getting their foot in the door in the world of video games. But something I just saw today, something that just came out about Netflix, tells me that they are really taking this whole video game venture very seriously. So if you didn't know, Netflix Games began in November of 2021, almost 3 years ago. This is basically where if you're on an iPad or a TV or whatever, these are just games that you can play through the cloud, just on your device, whatever device you're using. Obviously, typically they are more simple games. It's not a game that requires really a controller with a lot of buttons. So when it launched 3 years ago, it started with just 5 games, and now they've got over 100 games from what it looks like, and they've even got 80 games that are in the pipeline. That is what they have said recently. So it would seem that they have every intention on not only pumping all of these games out, but wanting to make sure that everybody is taking them seriously, you know, as a serious video game contender. Now, it's funny, in yesterday's video, I actually talked about the BioShock movie on Netflix, and in that video, it was mentioned that there has been a very big recent shakeup in the management at Netflix. And, well, I guess one of those shakeups, the thing that I just saw today that kind of just came out recently, is that a man by the name of Alain Tascan has been recruited by Netflix Games, and he is now the president of Netflix Games. He is now, the top dog at Netflix Games. He literally reports directly to the Netflix CEO. So who is Alain, and why does that matter? Well, Alain is actually a very big deal. He has spent decades working in various game studios that are very big. He actually founded the Montreal-based studios for both Ubisoft and EA. And if that wasn't enough, more recently, he has been the executive vice president at Epic Games. Yeah, he previously led the development, literally, of Fortnite, Lego Fortnite, Rocket League, Fall Guys, like just huge games at Epic Games. So this guy really knows his stuff, and the CEO of Netflix, Greg Peters, he talked about this in a recent earnings call. He kind of boasted about the former Epic employees' credentials, and rightfully so. And he basically said that, Alain is really going to help with the development, and he's really going to help push out a lot of their projects that they are currently working on, and of course, I'm sure many more to come. I mean, if you think of a game studio really within the last decade that has really just gotten the most profit, and has just really overall earned a ton of money and has really rose from the ranks to be a huge top contender in the video game industries, Epic is definitely the one that comes to mind for me. As far as like on a large scale, I mean, geez, 8-9 years ago, they really weren't anything. Like nobody really knew about them. I mean, I'm sure they were around back then, don't get me wrong, but they were not household names by any means. And now look at them. I mean, they've got the most popular game in the world pretty much, Fortnite. Netflix obviously is looking at their Netflix original games. They want their Fortnite, they want their Fall Guys. They want some hits. They want people to really have a reason to subscribe to Netflix Games, and they're definitely hoping that Alain Tascan can bring that out in the company. I can't say for certain if this move is 100% gonna bring Netflix Games in the mainstream and it's really gonna make them a super serious contender in 3, 4, 5 years from now, but what I can say is that this is a gigantic step in the right direction. If anyone knows how to develop hits, if anyone knows how to make a lot of money off of recent video games, well, the former executive vice president of game development at Epic Games is probably the one to know how to do it. So Netflix has, they have gotten that guy.